All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Today I come as one to respond to questions and to hear answers. I did receive uh, one question on Facebook and one on YouTube, but I also received some word that can add on to the question that I had received a couple of days ago that we spoke about. So, Sister Deborah is going to cover questions and answers. If one has a question and needs an answer to a question, or someone has a question that they already put forth to Sister Deborah, I'm going to speak on it. Today, I will say that my heart is troubled. Today, my heart is troubled. And I woke up this morning with a troubled heart. And I realized once I did a video yesterday for, no, the day prior for Facebook, and they just upload the video this morning. So Facebook as well as YouTube, they are viewing what Sister Deborah is saying, which I don't have any problems with them doing so. I know what platform this is, and it's going to be, so I don't have no problems with them taking a look or hear what Sister Deborah is saying or cutting Sister Deborah off. It doesn't. That stuff doesn't faze me. It doesn't bother me because I look at my page and I realize I almost got 1,000 videos uploaded here on YouTube. And the Father was revealing that to me the other day. He wanted me to look at to see that I've said more than enough. That at any time, just pull away. And I thank him for that comfort of knowing that he knows that I've said much. Uh, Pretty much a lot of things I've spoke on was things that he had given me, or he had taught me, and he had revealed unto me. So we have a question from a John, and I'm going to read it to you. And the question is, Deborah Yas, I would like to know how you define a cult who abuse the Bible and control a people for their own gain and attempt to use Yah as a prompt to justify themselves, and how he see cult followers who have been deceived. There is a lot of it going on, and people who are caught up in it needs to know what they are in for if they continue. Now, when I receive a message like unto this one, it kind of saddens me because this individual sound like he has some light. He said he has some light in the midst of darkness today. And because he could see, this is his words. He's asking Sister Deborah, what is it that Yah would say unto you regarding this situation? Or have Yah spoken to you regarding the cult leaders? And you know that I've have several videos responding to what I see. So that's why I know this individual have to have some light to be able to see this. Let me tell you what happened. What I'm thinking is, not only do this individual have the light, this individual is feeling it. Only way he could feel it, if the Most High Yah suffered him too. You know how Yeshua asked them, who is I am? And Peter said, the Son of the living God. And Yeshua said, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you. So this is how I'm speaking of this individual. His name is John. When he sent me this message, the first thing I did is I said, oh, he has to have some sort of light. Even if it's a pen needle, he would have to have some sort of light because he's feeling this thing. And what? He's seeing it for what it is. Even though it is confusing because he sees the mass and the multitude following these leaders that are cults. And it's nothing him nor I could say nor do in this day and time. I like to send a word out to him that it is finished. As I spoke several times lately, and I speak of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, and it tells you right there, tell him that I already put intimacy between the Satan seed and the woman's seed, which is the spiritual seed of God. So it's already placed there, who's who and what's what. One gonna go on one side and the other one go on the other side. Okay? So what he is seeing is real. His words are 100. No doubt. But this prophetess have learned that these things, as the Father have spoken unto my spirit, need be. Because his will has already seen this through. Because before the foundation of the world, there were two gates found in him. A narrow gate and the broad gate. It is a way. A way of what? People, flesh, spirits shall enter in. Let me say that again. Before the foundation of the world, the Most High created two gates within him. When I say within him, this is his handiwork. One gate leads one place and the other gate leads another. So now let's talk about the cult and the cult leaders. The gate that is broad and very many shall enter in, that's what it's there for. So when you see cult and cult leaders rising high, and it's confusing because you see all these people going there in, this is why. This is their destiny, to enter into the broad gate, for it is the way to destruction. And many, said the Most High Yah, many shall enter in. But the Father also had a narrow gate. And narrow is the way that leads to life and it is narrow. And the Father say, very few shall enter in. So I say unto this young man, John, that you subject to be going into the narrow gate with the light in which you are able to behold. Because you see a situation and you're trying to understand the people who are caught up. You're seeing darkness and you're seeing through the light the mass of people caught up in the narrow gate. But the Father won't ever, ever, ever allow you to enter near the gate to draw them away. It is from heaven in which the gate was created. Okay, so the thing about it is, when he said that, I thought about myself and how I feel every time I think of this. Because I say, Father, I get on this devil platform and you subject to get one out of a billion. That's why I always say that one. And it's not my one, it's Yah's one, okay? So Yah's one can be great numbers, but all he instilled in me, Deborah, always click into that one. Know that you can pull that one, and that one could be many to the Yah, but I am allowed to say that one. Okay, so I understand exactly what this individual is saying. I understand it to the utmost. But I tell you, to understand and to say it in the way in which this individual has spoken it, it's a sad thing. But he too shall endure until the end. Okay? Because I see here it says cult leaders who abuse the Bible. Yes, they do. But the thing about it, they didn't do it just today. This is just where it's greater. People have found, and the Father had to reveal to me last week that that's the reason these platforms were created, were also where they could deceive the people and the mass from these devil platforms. And I have seen that to be true. And that's why I address it as the devil platform. And he says that they try to justify themselves, and how he see cult followers who have been deceived. See, he already know. But let me tell you another thing. When the Father suffered deceivers to come down, first and foremost, I want you to understand why it's important to have the gift of fear of Yah. The gift of fear gives you understanding. You have to understand what this gift is of fear. You have to understand what this gift is of faith. You have to understand what this gift is of belief. You have to understand what this gift is as far as righteousness. It is made up as a brand of the Father. And this fear is hardcore. Let me tell you why this fear is hardcore. It's like say if somebody come up on Sister Deborah with a gun. That's the flesh fear. But there is a spiritual fear greater than the flesh fear. That's why he said, don't be afraid of he that destroyed the body. Oh, Father Yah. But the body and the spirit. That's the greater fear. And when Sister Deborah, see things going the way that it is, and I see that there's no fear of he that created the beginning and the end. Do they understand he created them? And the way that they see to go was yet created by him? They don't get it. They don't get it, and they're not going to, because he created it that they will see the way. And no matter how dark, wicked, and evil it is, they still yet would go the way that leads to destruction. because that's the way for them from the heaven. See, y'all don't get it. That is their direction from the heaven. It's not something that just take place on the earth. No, no, no. And that's why the fear of Yah is greater than the fear of man. Because once you know what heaven has orchestrated, then you know you have no need to be fearful of he that can destroy this body, but he that can destroy body and spirit. It's because now you come to the understanding who holds it all in his hand. You see? So when I see these people and I see how the Father created deceivers, deceivers, deceivers. He created deceivers. Deceivers can deceive. How about that? See, y'all ain't gonna create the deceivers and create not those in whom they will and shall deceive. What will be the sense for him to create Satan and allow him to come down and then tell him he given him seed, but his seed would have hatred toward y'all's spiritual seed? So who are giving Satan these seed? Yeah. So this is why I say people don't know how they clowning for no reason at all. They all up in the circus clowning and don't know who holds the power because they never were taught in the Catholics. The Catholic ain't gonna teach you nothing anyway but darkness. The Christians, the Muslim, nobody are able to step in the realm of spirit and truth and teach the people the truth of the whole matter. Because Yah has not suffered them to. He has not abided in them and them in him. He has not taught them from the spiritual realm that, hey, do you think sin, listen to this, do you think sin could have entered onto the earth without me putting it there? They still don't get it, Father, y'all. They still don't get it. They're not going to either. And it's not important for me to know they get it or they don't. Long as heaven's got it wrote in and wrote out. And that's what I say to this individual with this question. Yes, the Father has said many things to me. He even said that they are cults, especially the tribe of Judah. The tribe of Judah is definitely a cult. They so full of it. They so busy trying to line up the 11 tribes in themselves in the way that Yah has not seen them to be. Without knowing spirit and truth, having the light to see in darkness, yet they walk in sin, wicked, iniquity, abomination, transgression, proudly, and calling themselves the servants of the Most High Yah. Now, if the Father created sin and he placed it down there right next to the tree of life, then you see, this is the one you fear, the one that holds the beginning and the end and everything in between. So, according for there to be a deceiver, which is a cult, in many cases, there have to have some followers. And y'all give them what they need. Why? Because heaven knew who they were from there. Not when they got here. Heavens already knew who they were before they even got down here. See, that's what the world on the earth don't know. Because they don't know spirit and truth. They don't know the power that rests within the Father. See, they know what the book says. And the books they constantly keep finding. They know what man teaches, preaches, and inform them. And they fail to realize the same one wrote the books. It's the same books you constantly reading. But yet they the same ones who are creating the book, meaning bringing a new form. That's why the Bible come up with New King James, New Version, New Edition, New America, New World Bible. They come up with different names. And as they come up with different names, they add in different words. And that's how the King James was under the power of the Roman Catholics. They smeared a lot of things. Today I woke up and yes, I was troubled. But when I received this email from this individual, I was happy in my spirit for a moment. And then I heard someone else, another individual, Tamika, I think that's how you, Tamika, also added on to the question a couple of days ago. And I love what she said. And I'm going to read it to you because I think it sounds beautiful to me. It's real good to me. Because this is what I mean when I say, when Sister Deborah speak, climb on top of that thing. Sister Deborah is a prophetess in the wilderness. Okay? What do that mean? I am a student of the Most High Yah. I am created to judge the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel. You all are the ones that he's called to be the teachers. You see? The speakers. You see? And to take on all these other positions. So happened, when I first got on YouTube, the first thing I refused to do were to teach, to speak. And then when he kept waking me up in the midnight hour and through water, throughout the days, constantly talking to me, comforting me, giving me the word, the word right now. See, what people seem to believe, they can take yesterday's word and force it in what is actually taking place today. Everything in this book is not going to tell you exactly what's happening today. Because if that was the case, if I go out here and have a car accident, or if I have something what they call a freak accident, I'm not going to find it in here. Or if something happened, you subject to not find it in the book. You see, what they did is they decide to put chain on his ankle and on his wrist and muzzled his mouth. So as if y'all cannot move, speak, talk, walk in this day and time because he's bound by the mouth of man. He's not supposed to say anything unless he checks with them. I'm telling y'all, this is the truth of the whole matter. This is what you call spirit and truth. They don't want to deal with the Most High unless he check with them so that they can see if it's in Enoch, Apocalypse book, or the King James 16. If we don't find it, he ain't saying it. He ain't never rumbled your way. Because before this book was, he's talked to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, David, and Solomon, Moses, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. All of them was spoke to. How about that? How about that? Before this book even exists. And that's what a lot of them don't understand. What degree did they have? What school did they go to? What certificate did they receive before they were able to speak? See, y'all, it's been set up from the floor to serve Satan in the ways that's not right. And we find ourselves not following righteous because we are falling in love with the ways of Satan. We calling it right and the word of Yah wrong. We can't take nothing but what Satan says has to be before us the way man said it has to be before us. As if, now watch this here, as if he that created in Genesis What did he say? In the beginning, let me read here. In Genesis chapter 1, what does it say? In the beginning, Yah created the heavens and the earth. And verse 2, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of Yah moved upon the face of the water. So check this out. In the beginning, there was nothing. So how are you telling him today, if what he said is not in this book or in the books you found, it is not of him? I love the way he suffered many wicked people to use the book. So he that writes the question, Yah has suffered them to take the book and swing it every wrong place they could possibly swing it without him. How about that? Because you can take this book, you can study it from back to front, front to back, precepting and lining, a little here and a little there. And guess what? And be as lost could be. Because if he thought that this book could redeem you, he would have sung a book. If he thought that this book could save you, he would have sung a book. If he thought that this book could teach you, it would be no need for him to come and reside in you. They don't think. You see? He said, I am coming, Deborah. And when I come, I'm going to abide in thee. And you in me, and me in you. And guess what, sister? I'm going to teach you everything. Do you think this book gives you everything? This book sucks to give you 30% study guide. The rest, the Ruach HaKodesh. This is why they could use the Bible to manipulate the people, to deceive the people. Because they get it from the mouth of men and women, and the people have not tarried, meaning waiting, for the Ruach to come in them. So they're out there up under these people, listening to them teach them the book. Because the Holy Spirit, the true teacher, rests not in them. So understand, all of this is the will of the Father. He said this need be. If I'm going to suffer deceivers, I got to give them those that they must deceive. If I'm going to suffer Satan, now listen to this, hear me now. If I'm going to suffer Satan to deceive the whole world, when I'm going to have to give him what he needs to do so. Ooh! It's no way Satan could deceive the whole world without Yah giving him someone to deceive. That's what y'all don't understand. That's going back to what? Fear of his power. What he is capable of doing, what he have always been capable of doing, but we don't give that to him. We think he's a wimp. We don't think he have any power. As if heavens and earth, in the beginning, the heavens and earth, and it was darkness. It was nothing. It was void. And when he spoke, the power brought forth. And then you all standing around act like he can't do nothing. Something wrong with you. Because everything you see is still coming from his word spoken and his power bringing forth. And just because you see wicked and evil. See, I'm going to tell y'all something else that they're doing. And I don't care for it. I really don't. But they're going to continue to do it. That is manipulating people that angels are falling down here. Fallen angels. They are live from the pit of hell. And who taught them that? The Roman Catholics. And they have not shook that thing for nothing. I don't care about them going to Enoch book. I don't care what book they go to. Yah is not suffering fallen angels to come onto the earth. These are spirits from heaven that is given a body. Yah has given them a spirit. He has given them a body, Just like he giving you a spirit and you a body, and they going in the direction to the narrow gate or the broad gate. Stand y'all doing tails down. All this falling, nothing. Ain't no fallen angels down here. Ain't no fallen angels falling. And they done made that, and I sit back, and that's why I say my spirit is troubled, because I see them just lying on the Most High Yah. Because they don't understand, nor did the spirit of the Most High Yah. And you know what? What I can't understand is, y'all never gave it to them to understand. None of them understand something took place before the foundation of the world. Did you ever think, why is he making a new heaven? He cleaning that bad boy out. That's why. Because you fail to realize the true war was in his kingdom. And that's why he come up with a new heaven. Because he had to clean that one up and out. And how did he clean it up and out, Deborah? Tell these people that's blind without a cause. The whole purpose was to bring them down to the earth. But before he brought them down to the earth, he said, okay, I'm going to orchestrate it from heaven. I will make sure I have two gates. One to the broad gate going in this direction. These are the ones that are the seeds of Satan. These, and one going to the narrow gate. Those are the ones going to lead right back to life. He got two gates rolling out of the kingdom. So according for there to be a broad gate, somebody got to put them in there to go in the broad gate. How are they going into the broad gate? Do you think that Satan then came from heaven and got all this power? He never told you he gave Satan no power. You forgot. He is the power. And that's why I say y'all done messed up from the flow of all of you, because y'all keep giving Satan all this authority and all this power. Satan standing back and saying, I ain't done nothing. They giving me authority. They giving me power. They giving me glory. And don't even understand. Sin couldn't even hit the earth without y'all putting the tree down there that brings in to two different gates. The tree of life goes to the narrow gate, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil goes to the broad gate. See, the gate was already set up. Y'all just didn't know that the angels were coming down. Even to today, it's not about fallen angels. Has been a lie, and it's going to be a lie. Y'all, it's not allowing fallen angels to fall out of heaven. But what he is allowing, what heaven has already orchestrated to be done where? On earth. What did he say? When you say your prayer, Heavenly Father, which are in heaven, holy be, holy, holy, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is on earth, as it is on earth, as it is in heaven. So how in the rats behind earth gonna override my Father's kingdom? You's a lie from the pit of hell. Y'all going to hell with no cost in front of you nor in back of you, if you continue to lead your life in this darkness. That prayer alone answered the question. Like it is in heaven, let it be like it is on earth, like it is in heaven. Even Yeshua, before he was able to start ministering, he kept telling us and begging us to understand, kingdom of heavens is at hand. The kingdom of heavens is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. And here it is in the year 2023. Now one of your Negroes know what he meant. Yeshua, the Son of Man, came down saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. He was telling you the kingdom still be in heaven at the same time. The people. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, Deborah. They didn't hear me. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, Deborah. They didn't hear me. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Before he even went on his ministry, he had to tell the people, y'all, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That means heaven has came down. Father has sent his power with the Son of Man, his word with the Son of Man, and his spirit with the Son of Man. So Son of Man can fulfill the mission in heaven, him being slaughtered, bloodline for the flesh of mankind. Heavens has already got this thing orchestrated. And I can be on this, I can get on this devil platform today and never get off of here for 100 years. And guess what? Not one would understand a word I'm saying. Not one would take heed, because heaven already got you wrote in and wrote out. He already know who's who and what's what. So while y'all, like I said, y'all doing a lot of clowning down here, and a lot of stuff is going on, especially with the tribe of Judah. Tribe of Judah, you go on, baby. Our tribe of Judah men, you better go to Ezekiel 3:25. You better go to Jeremiah. You better go to Isaiah. No, Isaiah, not Ezekiel, but Isaiah 3:25. Then you better pull up in Jeremiah, and you better pull up in Ezekiel. He's destroying you all. And you all ain't even read none of that. How is he doing it? Like it is in heaven. He gonna bring that thing down to the earth. So stop talking and lying about fallen angels. Ain't no fallen angels have the power to do anything. Even when he said principalities in high places. They were in high places. Now today they will set up in high places until a day as this. Bam, bring them down to the earth. Now it's their day. They are not in nowhere, somewhere, like they big dogs or something. Satan and his team ain't no big dogs. They only big dogs to big fools. Let's say it like that. How about that? How about that? That's who Satan is. He's a big dog to big fools. I sat back and I watched him, and nobody's willing to correct it. They rather believe Enoch. Talking about fallen angels. Do y'all understand what fallen angels is? They ain't constantly falling. Everybody that hits the earth has been assigned by the Most High God. And in Genesis chapter 6, he called them the Son of Man. No, the Son of Yah. And if he said they the son of Yah, you can't be fallen angels if you the son of Yah. They don't understand heaven had two gates prepared. Had two trees prepared in the midst. How far do you want me back up? I can back it back up to Adam. You had spirit and you had flesh. There go two. How far should we go? Father said, hold up. Don't go no further. Because that's the only time I pulled up to. From that end on. Anytime they want to see what comes before that too, see me. Meet me face to face. Come to me. Because the two started. Adam as flesh and having a spirit. That's the twos. You roll over to Genesis 2, then you see the two trees. Then when you pull over to Genesis 3:15, then you see the two seeds. The Most High created it on earth as it is in heaven in twos, y'all. You see, the book of life and the books to the lake of hell will be open. He created it by twos. Ain't no fallen angels coming down here. These are those human beings that's coming down here with the spirit, an image of Yah, because you can't get the image unless you get the breath. That's why he said what Solomon said, it rains on the just as well as the unjust. When it's for one, it's for the other. Letting you know, when you finish talking, y'all did it for all of us. When Yeshua pulled up, the Son of Man, he died for all mankind. Those that was even following Satan, he died for. Praise the mighty God. When the Father poured up and gave grace and mercy, he poured it out on every mankind. Stand down, clowns. You ain't got him checked out. You got him checked in to your own emotions, your own feelings, your own personalities, your own belief, your own wisdom, your own knowledge, and your own understanding. And you got him in your emotions and your feelings. That's why you can't get past nothing. Because he is not like unto a man. And that's the way the world and those who call it a higher, and Yah, and whatever. Yeshua HaMashiach, they got him set up from the floor up like unto a flesh of a man. They don't understand who they messing with. And he, like I say, even the Son of Man came down telling who he is. Why am I going there with my question? It's because I understand what this individual is saying. I know without a doubt this individual got some type of light. Because this is actually happening. This individual might not know this is the way the Father orchestrated it, but he can feel that thing. He can see that thing. He knows something going wrong. That's what you all supposed to be saying. You see? That's where you know who's what. When you don't have nobody asking the questions in which they should be. What is this? What is this? What's going on here? What's going on? No, ain't nobody got no questions. Nobody got questions. Because they got it all. Everything is already rooted. They got it. They saved. They got the Ruach HaKodesh. They got spirit and truth. They got their light. They gone. It's no way Sister Deborah will get on this devil platform and tell you I know it all. Never would I tell you I have the answer and the question for it all. Why? I keep telling y'all. Every day I get on here, I tell y'all he teaching me every day. More than 1 and 2 and 3, 4 things. So I like him doing that because it shows him that, hey, see, Sister Deborah ain't about self. She's about what you about. I want to know what you want to say. I want to hear what you say. What you want me to do. I want to hear from you. These people on this devil platform, they want to hear from all the mouth of these flesh of these men and women. Just so they feel they can belong. But what they did not know, the children of Israel always, since the book of Genesis, desire to follow idol gods. And what they didn't, what a lot of them don't understand, today's idol god is men and women. Praise the mighty Yah. That's the idol god. See, people thinking that the idol is different, or back then they'd be a statue, but the Father Yah said the idol gods today are men and women on these platforms and in these churches. People are idling them as if they some sort of God set up from the floor. And they worshiping Satan on every end. I used to teach people how not to get on the dating site because it's better to know who's in front of the door than who's behind. Anytime someone has to hide behind the door, which is online, then they are not who you think they are. There is a hidden agenda that's going on. A mystery about, a dark mystery that you don't know about these individuals. They can get on here role playing. Look at Sister Deborah. Deborah don't care how she say anything. She don't care what she look like. She don't care what. As long as she get her word around that my Father is the beginning and the end. He is all creator of all things. He deserves all honor, praise, respect. I will not and have not ever on this devil platform gave the praise and the glory and the honor to the flesh of men and women. And I shall not. And I definitely ain't gonna give it to myself because I know that I'm flesh. but I'm spirit. You might get me on the flesh end, mess with me on the spirit and truth end, you're going to get messed up for sure. Okay? So I say unto you all that the reason why people don't have questions is because they called up from the floor up in their flesh. The Most High is speaking 24/24. And if the Most High is speaking to me, guess what I'm constantly doing? Asking him questions. I'm asking him questions. And you know what? I'm going to tell y'all, I ain't never been in school nor college where all of my answers is always answered by the Most High God. And I'm 63 years old. And I am what you call a living witness, not a dead prophet, but a living prophet. He hath always answered my question. It might take a day or two, but he'll pull up. It might not be what I want to hear, but he'll pull up with it. And I embrace it because I look at the idea. You answer my question. Thank you so much. Because I look at myself as dirt on the ground. But yet I'm a servant of the Most High. He is my Father. And that's who my teacher is. So we have two answers from, is that Tomika? And this is an answer toward the question why that was asked. What was it? It was said, if Yah has created all things. No. It was regarding we have a choice of life. How do we have a choice in life if Yah has created all things before the foundation of the world? So what choice do we have if he already done all the work? This person came and said, I'd like to add, and Tomika, I think I pronounced that right. And this is what the individual said. Just had something to add to the question that was asked. In life, we ask self-centered questions. I agree. Self-centered. That's because we so caught up in ourselves. The question we ask is always about self. But watch what she says, or he says, like, what do I want out of life? And what shall I do with my life? Not realizing that it's not your life to begin with. What is the Father's will for the life he has given? I love that word. As he has given unto you. Focusing on self-will never reveal our life purpose. Beautiful. Beautiful. Self, because that's a different entity. Self, that's why he said flesh and spirit is going to have it out until they in the grave. Spirit going to be asleep, flesh going to be into the dirt. But they're going to have it out all the way to the end. Because flesh is always going to get the upper hand. Because it's always getting the victory over spirit. There go the two. Flesh and spirit. But you don't forget now, both of them has to go to either one way, the narrow gate, or the broad. Only one of them going to enter in. That's going to be the spirit. The flesh is going to the ground. So the spirit going to have two gates to enter in. The narrow gate or the broad gate that leads to life or eternal lake of fire. That's what the spirit, once it awakened and stand before the mighty throne of Yah, its destiny is the gate that leads to life or the gate that leads to the lake of fire. So this individual had another add-on. And Tomika, I think it's a female, says, Those who question purpose, how could they be reminded? How could they be reminded that it's not about self, but it is about fulfilling the Most High's will? Do you know that there is the whole matter? We're going to fulfill the Father's will. And we're running around here talking about our will, my choice. You see, this is my life. I do what I want. I got one life to live. See, that's that self-centered. So I like that too, because that she added these two and they matched to the T, the message that was spoken. And I appreciate those, that question and that add on, having that answer. I appreciate that. And honestly, when I woke up this morning, this is what happened. When I woke up this morning, my spirit was troubled. Receiving those two, answer and question, enlightened me. It gave me a boost of hope that someone is out there that have questions and answers. People can follow you for 1,000,000 years and wouldn't have the sense to think. But these are two that I don't know nothing about, just pulled up. And I said, Father, you knew I needed that. And I appreciate that question from John and Tomika, those two added on answers to the question. I appreciate the both of you. But I, Sister Deborah, would like to also say to you all, there is some things that I heard today, and it's just took me for a whammy. And I noticed that every time I get on here, I'm never okay. And I believe that it's just so many things that's going on that's overtaking me for a. I can kind of turn some flips around by now, but I have been feeling in my spirit, and I did upload a video regarding the children of Israel, the men. Do you all know that when I got up, I sat down on the living room couch and I had my cup of coffee and kicked my feet up, and all of a sudden the Father started telling me Leviticus 18. And when he said Leviticus 18, I was like, Leviticus 18? But Father, I know what Leviticus 18 is saying. He said, well, Deborah, I want you to cover that. He said that it has the answer to many things and why Israel, the children of Israel household, is out of order. It's because all of that in Leviticus 18, and you can wrap it in with 19 as well. But Leviticus 18 took off Solomon, it took off David, it took off Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All these lifestyles that everybody was living, it took it off. He cut it off. He said, we ain't gonna have that. And he went on to tell Moses face to face. When I mean face to face, from the voice of the Most High to Moses, he was telling him, you go tell them no more. Y'all did it in Egypt. And everywhere y'all go, y'all do the same thing. No more. I don't. And see, this is what bothers me. You get people who teaching Torah and they don't have spirit and truth. What I mean is they teach it to judge you. They teach it to chastise you. They teach it to discipline you. They teach it to chastise, how would I say, to correct you. But they don't teach it in spirit and truth. They don't teach it with the light. They precept it. They line it. They little here. They bring in Hebrew. They bring in Greek. But when it all said and done, if you don't pull up with spirit and truth, with the light in your right hand, are vain and vexed. And this is why they use Torah to cover them when they are offended. Someone offend them, they run to Torah. Everything that goes on, they run to Torah. Torah can't save you. it can't save you. You ain't listening to Torah from Genesis 1. The Father told me they haven't even mastered Genesis 1. And I have seen that to be true. I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living one. How can you master Torah or use Torah as an iron claw when you ain't even mastered it in spirit and in truth? You're just reading it from verse to verse, scripture to scripture, precepting and lining and this, and then you're grabbing the other books to kind of bounce off of it. But y'all said there's a new sheriff in town. It's called Spirit and Truth. It's been here since the beginning. And people have turned away from it, never listened to it, never abide by it, don't have no respect for it. But it's standing high and it's standing tall in this evil day because it's carrying the light that sat in darkness. He's bringing that which is in dark to light in the last days. That's why he said knowledge shall increase. He ain't talking about natural knowledge in which they are teaching you on these platforms. He's talking about spiritual knowledge. I listened to a young man. No, he's not a young man. He's the head man, the captain, the starter of ICU. And it amazed me how I can look at these people who have the mass multitude following them, and every word coming out their mouth has no spirit and truth behind it. This individual was coming from, let me see if I can. Let me say this here. I sat and I listened to it. It was just 9 minutes. I said, now this is, I know Sister Deborah ain't got no sense. I said, I'm going to sit here and listen to him and see if anything righteous come out of his mouth. When you messed up on what Yah is doing, you messed up all the way in me. I don't see nothing you saying going to be righteous because you can't seem to get nothing right. So he was coming from Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4. In Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4, that's one area he should never have come out of, but he was speaking to a brick wall. When the Hebrew Israelite men speaks to brick walls, that means they're speaking to people without a spirit, a person that have not recognized the Most High Yah, nor know anything about spirit and truth, nor righteous. So when you see these people on this devil platform, the majority of their members don't know spirit and truth. They don't have no righteous in their bosom. Let's put it like that. Okay. They have no light to walk in this darkness today. They just follow. They just follow in darkness wherever it goes. They want to follow behind them. Okay. When he came into Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4, it bothered me because the answer he gave this man, he was telling this man how he was telling him how something about how Israel didn't have this, but they gonna end up with it. He ain't told you that. Now, that's what he was telling this man. He was saying they didn't have this and they didn't have that. But it says here in the Hosea, he said, Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4, for the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, without a prince, without a sacrifice, without a image. And what is that? And without ephod. That means what they wear, the priests wear, their garment. They're going to be without that. And what else? And without, it's called terraphon. Is it fun. Terraphon. And that means idols, family idols, household idols. Now, what is he saying? This is telling you over in Deuteronomy 28. Did you all understand in Deuteronomy 28, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, and here go Hosea. Hosea said, for the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king. That's because we're going to be in captivity. There's no kings, y'all, without a prince and without sacrifice and without any image. That is telling us that all these kings out here, you see, all these men trying to teach these men, you're a king, you're a leader, you're a lion, you're a ruler. And here it is telling you in Hosea, no, they ain't. They're going to be without it for many days. Listen to it. Hosea chapter 3, verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many without a king, without a prince, without a sacrifice, without an image. They don't even have an image. So how did we get kings, leader, and ruler? How is it we're going to be, somebody got to be submissive under us? You're in your land of your oppressor. You under a punishment of the Most High God. You are cursed. So all these positions these people are taking, they don't understand you are only a deceiver. To deceive, to deceive the deceived. That's it. That's all you're here for. So you're not really thinking, they thinking they're all these different positions, right? And they are kings and leaders. Here he said here, for the children of Israel shall abide many days without, that's during the time we in captivity, y'all, without a king. So why are you these men running around here talking about they kings, lions, leaders, and rulers? And then it says, without a prince, come on now, without sacrifice, without image, even without the clothing that the priests used to wear, and their idols, family idols, and what is it, household idols. You ain't gonna have nothing in the land of your captive. So why is it on YouTube all these people are pulling up, talking about they leaders, they kings, they rulers? How did you get that in the land of your captive? See, they never submitted. They never salute the curse itself. So the Father has already shown me, even in the Leviticus, how the household got broke up. I said, Father, now I didn't heard too many stories. I even came on here 2 years to go over that. I think I hooked with it for about 6 months, telling you about all these men. It was a program where all these black men, they were old enough to be my father. They were crying, and I felt so sad. I thought about, but let me tell you what I thought about. I feel so sad. All of these men, old enough to be my father. It was a program on YouTube. I think they cut it off. And all these black men were talking about how their grandfather and their fathers and their father's brothers and their uncles on their mother's side and their father's best friend, how they raped them, molested them. And it went, every last one of them said that it went over to their lives. They were doing it. They couldn't even, they were so afraid to even be around their children and their grandchildren. You see, it's a cycle that continued. And this is what broke up homes, you guys. They would leave one home to start another home. That's why they always, most people, they were telling me, this is my testimony, y'all. Every place the Father sent me has been in the multitude, meaning in between 2,000 of people to 6,000 people is what he put me around in jobs that I work, jobs to pay good money, good benefits, good dinner, good everything. But he set me in the midst to hear different stories from different people. And that's what I heard over and over and over and over. And I just think about how that him that he had around me and my mother and my father and them. We had 7. We didn't have that stuff going on in our household, you guys. Never, ever. You see? So for me to hear all these stories, I'm like, your mother knew it? What? I mean, these people that was working for Chrysler minivan where I was working, even Gentiles were coming to talk to me. They said, seem like, you be talking and everybody be listening. Yes, I have always been a type of person, no matter where I'm at, when I start speaking, all ears start hearing. They start listening. You can hear a pin needle drop outside of this squeaky voice. That's just everywhere the Father have set me around the multitude. Now, 2 years ago, when I saw that on YouTube, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind because I said, here go the tribe of Judah. The father said, our men has so many reasons of why their homes are broken up, why their family is not under a unity. And because they know all the sin and the abomination and all the things he told them not to do, they have already done, and it still lives in them. Then now they have to steer it away from them to the woman. Just Garden of Eden. He's calling Adam. Adam blaming first Yah for the woman he gave him. Then he blamed woman. Adam never owned that thing. So the father said, Deborah, what makes you think if he did not own it before me, what makes you think a man today gonna own anything? That's where he said the chain is broken. The link is broken right there with man. And when he take down man, he take down woman and children. Why? Because in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 4 and 5, he lets you know he put it life, the light in man. So even though they thinking that, okay, now we need to blame woman because we have failed, not only the creator, but what was the secondary? The father said, Deborah, when they finish blaming me, they dropping down to woman. So y'all can understand where men are coming from. Let me say that again. The father says when they blame him, they're going to first blame him, then they're going to drop down to woman, just as it was in the garden. That woman that gave me, she never said, forgive me. I did. It never was I. It was her and him, the father. So the father told me then, he said, now, if he blamed me first for giving him what I willed, then he blamed her. So you tell the women, as long as the earth shall exist, man shall always blame me first and then her secondary, never owning up. So I sat back and this morning, and that's another thing that kind of made me real sad because I began to read over again Leviticus 18, and I said, Father, hold up. You telling Moses to tell the men, their wife, the father, wife. You don't see wives. He said, I cut it out right here to let them know this is non-tolerant. This is not something. I'm not telling them to practice no polygamy and have many wives. That's their own doing. And how they did it is they went and mimicked the flesh of them and never took on their spirit. They never took on Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's spirit. They never took on David's. They never took on Solomon's spirit. And the spirit is what they did to represent Yah. They spirit, how they serve Yah, how they respect Yah, how they honor Yah, how they did what Yah said to them, how they heard Yah. You see? How they understood Yah. You see? They gripped their flesh and said, we mimic their flesh. They did it and brought it way into the year of 2023. He said they traveled it from the beginning all the way to here, just as they did in Genesis, homosexual. He said, didn't it travel all the way to today? Isn't it greater today than it was yesterday? Yes, sir. Well, see, it can't hide. It ain't going nowhere. Even with Lot, I was pulling Lot because of Abraham. And when I pulled Lot, that same spirit was already in his daughters, just as it was his wife. So he's saying that it's not something that can escape because the start I had already put it in there, Deborah. It was already flesh and spirit. It was already the serpent seed and the spiritual seed. See, they thinking that they can go all the way around and hear what Enoch and everybody else is saying and forsake Genesis 1 and 2, which was the beginning before sin was recognized. They don't want nothing to do with that. That's why they never knew where the power was, because the power was in the first chapter, and they never, ever knew that. And that's why they're still lost today. Household, he said, household was help me. Everything was given to woman as it was given to man. They don't want to respect Genesis 1. I said them have dominion. I said them have ruler over these things. But they chose what the Roman Catholic had smeared in there for it to be them. What did they do? They decide to come close and sit with the serpent seed. And that's what you see today. But the men that I saw 2 years ago, and I think I wore a lot of people out on my YouTube page, because I told them every time I saw a case, I told them about it, how these men were crying out. Never was it about women, you guys. These cases wasn't about women. Only thing that I did not like is that these men blame their mother when they were young, and their fathers, their grandfathers, and their uncles, and everybody molesting them. They blame their mother because they felt mother didn't protect them. But this is what they said. They said, but as they had gotten older, they realized it didn't have nothing to do with mother. Guess why? Guess what these men were saying? Because dad would come home and beat on mama every weekend. When he always come home from hanging out and going with other women. And what do they say? My father was a rolling stone. If they did the DNA, they'll find out every tribe of Judah, most likely, probably 80, 90%, got children all over the place. You see? And they don't see nothing wrong with them not taking care of them, not housing them, not taking care of them, not feeding them, not doing anything. Why? Because in Deuteronomy 28 told them they was going to leave them anyway. It said it. What I don't get is, how is it we forsake what the Most High has said, but hear the mouth of our men and women tell us? What about what the Most High said? Oh, he ain't said it to you. I keep forgetting. You hear from the mouth of man and women. So I, Sister Deborah, hope that you got something out of it. And I say unto, even in Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4, he's talking about the house of Israel that ain't going to have their children. The children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, without a prince, without a sacrifice, without an image. Letting you know you're in the land of your captives. So all this king and ruler and lion, they want so bad to be something y'all have not called them to be. And why do they want to be that? So they can overpower the curse itself. So when you're running around here trying to get what the say if the curse said you're gonna be like this, and you coming right behind them saying, I'm getting this, 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 so I ain't gonna be like you said. That's what they saying, y'all. That's what they say. And they don't even understand. For you to have the strength and the energy to do that, you are the serpent seed. Because if y'all said it's going to be like this for you, tribe of Judah, A, B, C, D, E, F, and you turn around and look at A, no, I'm not going to be A, I'm going to be C. I'm not going to be B, I'm going to be D. I'm not going to be D, I'm going to be F. I'm not going to be F, I'm going to be R. You know, it's showing him that I ain't had no respect for your order of the curse at all. So when y'all walk around here and take heed to these people, and they haven't had no respect for the Most High's order in which he said. Now, only part they have respect for in Deuteronomy 28 is the yoke around their neck, oppress, and the ships. After that, they want no other part in it. And that's why he pulls up in Deuteronomy 28 with the end game. If ever you all ever decide to read Deuteronomy end game, it's in Deuteronomy 28. He has an end game to that. Letting those men know this is your end game. You want to play some games? You want a PlayStation 5? I'll give you a PlayStation 10. How about that? And I can bet you won't win this game. Praise the mighty Yah. So I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I hope you got something out of it. And if you have any questions or answers, please shoot it to Sister Deborah in the comment. So, shalom and shalom.